Hi everyone, it's Claire back again. I've got my pink cream polishes. This is a slight caveat is I'm not going to be swatching all of my pink cream polishes because I've already done some of the, I did 4 of the dusky pink polishes and then some of the darker plummy purple berry type of pinks. So the darkest pink that I'm going to be swatching today is this one, which is a very kind of red toned pink. Pink is an interesting category for me because when I started collecting nail polishes, I said, oh, I'm not a girly girl, I'm not a kind of pink. Pink isn't my colour, I've never really gravitated towards it, but yet I seem to have, over the years, collected quite a lot of pink polishes, and I would say it's probably my biggest category. I remember early on, in the early days, I collected so many pink polishes that I actually boxed up a massive, huge box for, it was Nika's Naughty Nails. God, I almost forgot then. And I sent her a ton of pink polishes early on, but again, they seem to have still crept back into my collection. So even now that I've pared down my collection to less than 400, I still have quite a lot of pink cream polishes. I've got 13 of them to show you today. I'm just actually looking at one that I can see is actually there's a shimmer in this, but it's not noticeable on the nails, so I'm going to keep it in this video. So yeah, it's an interesting category because it's very versatile pink. You've got neutral pinks, blue leaning pinks, warmer pinks, bright pink, neon pinks. So it's quite a varied category, but I'm going to start with the palest pink that I have, which is Susie Chase's Portuguese, and this looks like white to the eye, but it has got the tiniest spot of pink in here. You might be able to see what I mean when I say if you look into the bottle you can usually see what the base shade is, so it is definitely a small spot of pink in there, but it's going to look white. So that's the palest one that I have. The next palest one that I have is Stretch Your Wings from Essie, and this is a really beautiful soft pink. It's not a baby pink. I don't think I haven't really one that you could say was maybe a baby pink. Maybe. I'm not sure. What is a baby pink? Is it this pale? Maybe. Really, really pale pastel pink. Perhaps it is a baby pink. That's Stretch Your Wings from Essie. Really good. I think I picked that up from TK Maxx just randomly a couple of years ago. This next one is Jackie from Ada's Nails. And this is more of a kind of lilac pink. It's very pretty. I always want to say Jackie if anyone watches Big Brother in the UK. You know what I'm talking about. From many years ago, Jackie Stallone came into the Big Brother house and she saw, Jackie, or Bracky as she pronounced it. But yeah, that's Jackie from the Ada's Nails Cream collection. A really beautiful, soft lilac pink. And then this is more of a neutral pink, but it's definitely still pink. It's going to look very neutral next to Jackie. And this is Sweet's Pinkie Pie from China Glaze. Let's see. I've got a feeling that this is the thin brush. Oh, no. Lovely. It is the wider brush. Not a great formula, and actually quite a sticky up brush, this one. And it's more of a kind of neutral but slightly peachy pink. So that's Sweet as Pinkie Pie. And then a slightly more neutral pink, but still pink. This is Can't Sandal This. Not sure what collection this was from. Sounds like a summer collection. Can't Sandal This. It's like a flamingo pink, this one. Again, not the greatest formula on one coat, but we will forgive and see what happens with 2 coats. Next is Harem from Illamasqua, and this is a very purpley pink. It's so bright on the nails, this one. I almost don't want to swatch it because I know there's not a lot left. But yeah, this is an amazing colour on the nails. Honestly, in hindsight, I wish I'd got 3 bottles of this at the time when Illamasqua was still doing nail polishes. Yeah, it's very flaky around the lid. So that's Harem. I love it. Hesitate to even put 2 coats on that, but yeah. Then the next is Juju. This is from the Creme collection from Ada's Nails, and this is a very standard, like, to me this is a kind of Barbie pink. So this is Juju, like a candy floss pink. Yeah, I mean, I do like these shades. These ones have dried quite fast. And then we're getting into the brights. I've got 4 that are actually quite bright. This one is Juanita from Ada's Nails. The bottle needs clean on the top of it. I must have skipped that when I was doing my destashing. Yeah, this is, it's kind of like a, this is a very bright, this is definitely a kind of Barbie pink. This was more of a candy floss, I think. It's very bright. So that's Juanita. And then the 2 very bright neons that I have that are, I think are going to be quite similar to each other. This one is a W7. It looks quite red in the camera, but it's an extremely eye-searingly bright neon. And this is called It's Pink. And then this one here, which is Vavavoom from Orly. This one is the brighter one. So this is It's Pink, which I picked up from a pharmacy, from a chemist. Wow, this is I think probably the brightest pink that I've ever had in my collection. And I think a few neons have passed through the collection. I think it is picking up on the camera. This is actually quite a good camera, this phone camera. And then Vavavoom from Orly is definitely bright, and it's neon, but it's struggling to keep up with It's Pink from W7, which is also a really good formula for a neon. That's the Orly. And then the 2 sort of darker, duskier pinks. I've got No Shade here, which is another polish from the Rocky Rose collection. This was the bright pink from the collection. Everything else was quite muted, and it was kind of like shades of like terracotta and duskier pinks. Yeah, so that's No Shade here. And then this one is Catherine, which is from the Ada's Nails charity collection, I believe. I think it was the charity collection, but I know that that was a polish that was named after Catherine, Mrs. Cronall, when Catherine had her nail polish channel. So that was No Shade here, and this last one is Catherine. Catherine is doing amazingly well with her written work and her art and her poems and her plays. She's doing really, really well. I'm very proud of her, and she's flexing her creative muscles way beyond nail polish videos, which is great. Sorry, did I even swatch that in camera then? I was too busy focusing on the swatch wheel. But those are my pinks. There are 13 of them of the cream. You can see just such a variety. This looks very neutral now, but whereas on the nail it is actually quite bright. I'm going to do a second coat of everything, and then we can come back and take a closer look. I honestly don't think I'm going to be destashing any of these beautiful polishes. But yeah, I'll be back soon. Okay, I'm back, and you know what? I missed one, which is the, not by design or by default, but it was this Lip Smacking Good, which is the one that's got the shimmer in it, if you can see it there, but it isn't really obvious. It gives it a little bit of a lift, but it's not really obvious on the nail. I've just put 2 coats on that, as well as everything else. But we've got here Susie Chases Portuguese. Oops. Susie Chases Portuguese. Stretch Your Wings, which is a really beautiful sort of putty pink, more of a neutral shade. Stretch Your Wings from Essie. This is Jackie from Ada's Nails. It's very much a kind of lilac shade. I've got on my nails Virgin Snow from Essie, but this is to me, this is the difference between lavender and lilac. This is lavender and this is lilac. This one here is Sweet as Pinkie Pie from China Glaze, and that is more of a kind of peachy pink. Still really pretty. This one is China Glaze again, and that's Can't Sandal This. That is the amazing. I did manage to put 2 coats on it, but there's like that much left. I'm not going to be able to get too many more manicures out of this, I don't think. Harem from Illamasqua. This is Juju from Ada's Nails, and also Juanita from Ada's Nails. The amazing W7, It's Pink. Orly Va Va Voom. And then we have No Shade here, and Catherine, which does look, it is pink. I promise you it is pink. It's a dark, dusky pink, but it is tipping into red. It's a very red-toned pink. And then this one here, which is Lip Smacking Good, the one that's got the slight shimmer in there. So, of all of these, which ones would I save if I had to save 3? Definitely Harem. And I wish I had a big, like 2-3 bottles of this. This is the only polish that I think I wish I had duplicates of, backups. I always kind of scoff when people say that they need backups or they've got several backups of certain polishes, because I think, are you ever really going to get through the one polish that you've got, let alone having 2 or 3 bottles? But I really wish I did have with this one. So that would be one. I'd have to keep this crazy It's Pink, which is so bright, and it looks like orangey pink, but it is definitely a bright pink. And it was really cheap from the chemist. So yeah, I think W7 is the brand that's actually going to be buying the Barry M nail polishes, or the whole brand, perhaps, I don't know. But anyway, really good nail polish. That's It's Pink. And then I think, I mean, definitely these 2. Possibly this one, which is a very the Candy Floss pink. And that one was Juanita from Ada's Nails. Yeah, it's between that and Catherine. Juanita or Catherine. Possibly. But if we're going pink, like strictly pink, because this is more red toned. So these 3 here, I would say. They don't look very pink. But they do look pink. It's a very eclectic collection of pink cream polishes, I think. what's your favourite cream? What's your favourite type of pink polish? And yeah, I think I'm getting high on the fumes again. I've done several videos back to back wearing this Virgin Snow, so I'm going to go and change my nail polishes, which I was saying in one of the other previous videos. I went off on a tangent about helping my cousin to take off her shellac nail polishes, and I even got acetone on my hands, and it still didn't take off Virgin Snow, which is a really great formula and very hard wearing, unusual for Essie. So yeah, anyway, I'm definitely waffling now, and we're coming up to like over 15 minutes. So let me know what your favourite pink is. I've now only got the blues and the green cream polishes before I move on to different videos. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.